It's said that Proud Park, home to the Kentucky Wildcats, doesn't favor heavy hitters, but when Tennessee's there, it's a challenge they're determined to beat, and they did just that. I'm Paige Dauer, and this is the Field Pass. Game 1 was not too kind to Tennessee as the Cats played it a few runs late in the game to squeeze out the win, but then the tide turned in Tennessee's favor in Game 2 as their bats were hot early. The leadoff hitter for Tennessee and Christian Moore took the third pitch of the game deep into right field for the solo home run and the immediate 1-0 lead. But the home run then again tied him with Blake Burke for the program record in career home runs. And usually that record kind of goes back and forth between it being tied and being solo. It usually lasts more than a couple of pitches, but in this case it did not because Blake Burke is the next batter up for Tennessee. And what does he do? He takes the pitch that he sees way out of the park at 109 miles per hour to regain sole possession of the career home run program record. But if you ask Christian Moore, it's all about their ability to set the tone early for the team.
I mean, it's huge, man. You come out and punch a team in the mouth in the first, and they got to change their guy in the first inning. It's huge. It sets us up for tomorrow, and we get to see their pen a little more and get a comfort of guys that we faced before. So.
Yeah, I think so because I think it requires leadership to come back from, a loss that's got a lot of emotion to it. It's a grudge match back and forth, and then kudos to the opponent. They certainly did what they had to do to win the game, but we made some mistakes that contributed to the whole deal. So when you wrap that all into one package, what you need is a little bit of leadership and guys to calm the storm in the dugout for you. But eventually you got to play ball too, and guys got to do things. And those two guys do about as much as anybody on a day-to-day basis or definitely on the season for the whole.
So maybe Game 1 was all small ball, but Game 2 was definitely long ball because by the end of it, Tennessee blasted 5 separate home runs to go on to win 9-4 over Kentucky. This was the team after the game.
Fortunately, we've got a lot of fans of our own that usually travel with us. And so I think more for our guys, it was about relieving a little bit of sense of pressure of, we didn't play our best. You're down 0-1. You obviously want to win a series that's been talked about a little bit. So all in all, it was big, but no more than any other game, I think, that you'd want to come out and take a lead.
And as Blake and Christian battle it out for the program record in career home runs, let's not miss what's happening in the season. Blake has 14 home runs, Christian has 16, and sophomore outfielder Dylan Dreiling has 15. He reached his 15th Saturday in Game 2 against the Wildcats by blasting 2 home runs against the Cats. And it's not the first time he's done it, or the second. It's the third time this season he's had a multi-homer game. He had one against Georgia and another against Auburn where he had 2 home runs in each of those games. Fun stat for you, heading into Game 3 against Kentucky, Tennessee has now hit a home run in 36 of their 39 games this season. Meanwhile, Lady Vols head softball coach Karen Weekly is not happy with her team. The pitchers have been dealing all weekend, but failing to stick to the game plan on offense is starting to cost them as they dropped Game 2 to the LSU Tigers on Saturday.
A lot of the same stuff we've seen earlier in the season. Quite frankly, I'm very disappointed and surprised that we're back there again.
And with just 2 full SEC series remaining, they're running out of time to be repeating old mistakes. Similar to Friday's game, the Lady Vols mustered less than 5 hits. They had 4 hits against the 7th-ranked Tigers Saturday and 3 on Friday. The difference, the Lady Vols were able to capitalize on LSU's errors to plate 3 unearned runs, all of which came in the 4th inning. Saturday, the team wasn't so fortunate. LSU only committed 1 error, and it didn't really matter because the Lady Vols never had anyone in scoring position, meaning they never had a runner on second or third base. So it came down to the batter's box, and Coach Karen Weekly didn't like what she saw. She said the team wasn't chasing good pitches or strikes in the zone, and they weren't competing like a team on offense, more focused on individual goals. So she says maybe that's why old mistakes are reappearing.
My frustration is we're not swinging at good strikes. Sometimes we go up there and we hack at the first pitch that's, up and out of the zone, and then we take the second one that's right there or vice versa. So we're just not, we just don't have a collectively good mindset.
While the offense struggles through the first 2 games, the Lady Vol defense and pitching staff have been nearly perfect. Through 14 innings of play, pitchers Peyton Gatshaw and Carlin Pickens have given up a combined 5 hits. In game 1, Gatshaw was tossing a no-hitter through 6 innings, and she didn't even know it at the time.
They just have really good zone awareness with like pitches that might be a little bit outside, and they're just looking for what they want to hit. So it really, like, I have to work really hard and hit my spots really well and just like kind of stick to my thing, but also give a little bit because they're not going to be swinging to stuff in the river. So it just forces me to put a little bit more on the plate and just be that much better.
So while the defense is playing strong, the offense is stalling that production. And while they look to close out the series with a win, it's more than just that. The team doesn't have the luxury of time for more of these so-called gut checks. And Coach Karen Weekly looks to have that resolved by the close of the series.
It's about your pride. It's about your pride. You know, you're running out of time to learn lessons. And again, this is a lesson this is a kind of game we played earlier in the season, and we should have learned from it before now. But to see us make the same mistakes, they've just got to decide, what kind of team do you want to be, because there's not a whole lot of games left to make that change.
Well, that's the show. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and we'll see you guys back here Wednesday for an NFL draft preview.